row that came out, this is actually answering my next question. That's why I had a hard time formulating the sentence. Yeah. You know, she saw at that moment, like, what Claudette went through versus what she went through, which, I mean, they both still got locked, like, you know, they both still got arrested, you know, they both were still discriminated against and things like that. However, she recognized that there was a clear advantage that she had, and so I don't even have to even pull any cards to really answer this next question, because that last row just answered it. Were there any instances from that time that influenced, you know, Miss Park's perception of herself? Yeah, that time did. When she was growing up, not growing up, but when she was gaining momentum and gaining nationwide recognition for refusing to give her seat, she did realize the clear discrimination, you know, rather between herself and Claudette and even other young women during that time, other young black women during that time, that it came through. Like, she realized that she did essentially have, you know, this little bit of privilege. You know, y'all may not like me saying that word, but, you know, her recognizing, like, you know, recognizing the little privilege that she had in our community. That's really what that last row was talking about. So now that I see what now that I remember what my next question was, boom, that makes complete sense. And so now I want to know, Egungun, how does she feel about 15-year-old Claudette not getting the same recognition as she? Like, how did Miss Parks feel about that in particular? Ooh. Hey, Gungun, how did Miss Parks feel about 15-year-old Claudette Colvin not getting the same recognition and forgiveness amongst the community that Miss Parks did? 4 of clubs, 3 of clubs, the 7 of diamonds, the 4 of clubs, and the 3 of clubs. I see with the 7 of yeah, this is talking about Miss Parks. I mean, it made her feel staggering. Like, it made her feel like, okay, like, what are we doing as a community? Because I don't see that Miss Parks was judging Claudette like the rest of the community was judging her for being 15 years old and pregnant. And even with her being dark skinned, like, I don't see her judging her for that. And so with the 7 of diamonds, like, she was just questioning at that time, like the sanctity, you know, of the black community, you know, because of the lack of progression. This 4 of clubs is talking about people's personal this 4 of clubs, 3 of clubs, and 7 of diamonds is talking about people's personal feelings interfering with the growth in our community, is really what this is saying. Like, people's personal morals and values, or so-called values, interfering with the progress in our community. And so she didn't like it. With the Jack of Spades, the Queen of Hearts, it reminded her of her relationship, actually, the relationship that she actually had with her mother. I feel like her mother actually could have been a dark-skinned black woman, or not a dark-skinned black woman, but just a black woman, period. Like, I feel like she was a mostly black woman, with mostly African DNA. Or maybe this could even be talking about like a grandmother, and how it reminded her of like the light skin, dark skin dynamic in her own family, and how with that 10 of spades coming out, it was just like an old memory, or old memories that she really didn't like to revisit. However, she couldn't, you know, not revisit this as a result of Claudette, as a result of Claudette Colvin. Like, she couldn't ignore it, you know, and even then, and even she really couldn't even ignore it then. As the Jack of Spades is talking about, once again, with that advocate card coming out in her personality reading earlier, this Jack of Spades is once again talking about her advocating for this type, in this type of arena, you know, the arena of, is this moral, is this not, you know, light skin versus dark skin, or just like whatever type of nuances that we go through in our community that are very detrimental. It reminded her of different things that she experienced as a child, or in her childhood rather. She recognized the differences between that. And so that's why with the Jack of Spades, she had to go ahead and step up. It like awakened like this warrior spirit within her, seeing that Claudette had to go through that. The Two of Hearts, the Four of Diamonds, and even the Seven of Hearts is talking about, is just like her just being overall brokenhearted, you know, her being angry and just, you know, her being angry and even questioning the value of our community. Like her even going, like I even see her saying like, do I even really want to do this for y'all? Like, do I really even want to do this for y'all? Like, I'm doing this really for Claudette and like other like little black girls. Like that's what like I see her saying in this row. And even more so, like I see her like saying that, and like that's like her, that was her thinking process when she was on that bus. You know, that was her thinking process. Like, I'm really doing this for her and other like little black girls that may be experiencing the same thing, because some of y'all just don't deserve it. Honestly, some of y'all don't deserve this. Like, this ain't for you, like this for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is for black women. You know, I see her doing that and saying it. And of course, y'all will just, you know, everybody else will just benefit, you know, because of. That is how I'm seeing it. Okay, yes, Miss Parks. If y'all are enjoying this reading, once again, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. And even if I said something that you probably didn't like, I mean, you can hit the thumbs down too. That's cute. You still watching. Thanks. If you want to book a personal reading with me, then of course click the link in the description box. All right. So let's see. Now let's go ahead and get into my last two questions. So, Egungun, does Miss Rosa Parks foresee any justice for Breonna Taylor? Like, does she foresee Breonna Taylor receiving justice? How does she feel overall about what's going on with Breonna Taylor? Like, does she have like any advice? Well, that's two separate questions. So let me, Egungun, does Miss Rosa Parks foresee Breonna Taylor receiving justice? Because we already know how this situation makes her feel, but let's see. Let's shuffle one more time. Five of Clubs, Eight of Clubs, Seven of Diamonds. The Five of Clubs, let me go ahead and pull out a second row. All right, so the Five of Clubs, Eight of Clubs, and Seven of Diamonds. Five of Clubs, okay, so this is really talking about, this is just saying like there's like a lot of footwork that needs to be done. A lot of footwork that needs to be done, as well as I feel like, okay, so the Egungun are saying that, okay, so the question was, does she foresee Breonna Taylor receiving the justice that she deserves? Not in the way that we would like it. Not in, you know, not in arrest, like not with the officers that killed her being arrested, but like I feel like her receiving how am I trying to say this, or how do I need to say this? No, this is talking about, the Five of Clubs is talking about there just being a lot of constraints and restraints that we really just need to work through. Within the justice system, within our community, just in general, because this Eight of Clubs is talking about like eventually our work paying off. Eventually our work will pay off, but with the Seven of Diamonds, you know, and even this Ten of Clubs coming out next, like it's going to take a really long time. The 10 of clubs, the 3 of diamonds, and this 5 of spades is talking about it just, you know, it's really needed to make sure that we play our cards right, that we need to continue to keep our collective foots, okay, on the necks of everybody in the situation, because we don't need to hold, but we don't need to hold our breath for it though. It's going to take a very long time, like eventually, like it's gonna take a long time. Like I see it even maybe even further than a year, you know, maybe a year, but maybe even more. Like it's gonna take an extremely long time for her to get the justice that she deserves. And even scratch that, not necessarily even the justice that she deserves, but she'll continue to get her justice in other ways. Like they'll continue to like maybe make laws, you know, and things like that, or maybe even pass like some type of like bill or something like that. Like I see changes being made in the government, but not changes being made as far as like the officers getting arrested still. If they do, it'll be probably within the year or maybe even after the year, like, because this is just talking about like a really long road ahead of us. So I mean, so to answer the question in short, like, does she foresee Breonna Taylor receiving her justice? Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Not the justice that she deserves. Like justice in the form of like different bills and laws and things like that being passed, but not actually the officers getting arrested. It's talking about us needing to make sure that we keep our foot on their neck. Is really what she's saying in that reading. And so for my last question, what advice Egungun does Miss Rosa Parks have for our community in regards to social justice in general? Like, does she have any advice for us at Gungun? And if so, what is it in regards to social justice? If you all enjoyed this reading, like, comment, and subscribe. You can also like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Obelisk Lounge, as well as book a personal reading. The links are in the description box. Egungun, what advice does Miss Parks have for our community in regards to social justice? 5 of diamonds, 10 of hearts, and the 3 of diamonds. The 5 of diamonds, the 10 of hearts, and the 3 of diamonds. It's basically, and this is gonna sound very generic and corny, but I mean, we're not corny, but like we already know. But the 5 of diamonds, the 10 of hearts, and 3 of diamonds collectively is talking about us continuing, you know, to make strides. Basically just not giving up on what we're doing, not getting comfortable. This 10 of hearts is talking about people maybe getting comfortable and relaxed. You know, us forgetting about, you know, the different dangers, you know, and fears, you know, that, you know, different just dangers and fears and things like that, just injustice as a whole. The 10 of hearts is talking about, you know, it's like a warning, like against us getting comfortable. And even though spades represent warnings, I mean, look, a spades came out in the next row. It's talking about, yeah, she's saying don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable and think that it's over. Like, just don't, you know, just don't get comfortable thinking that, oh, okay, I got this little win, you know. Like, no, like she's saying keep it going. And of course with the 5 of clubs and the 7 of clubs, it's talking about us gaining prominent roles within our justice system as well. And even the 5 and even the 6 of spades, like we can even look at it as like turning the system inside out. Well, not inside out, but just like tearing it like completely down. Honestly, because the 7 of clubs is talking about rebuilding, you know, and it's also talking about exercising patience as well, because it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's going to take teamwork. You know, it's going to take us, you know, working legit as a community, and then or for the people that are willing to do the work. And honestly, I don't see it in the cards, but I'm hearing it anybody that ain't with us is against us. You know what I'm saying? Only rebuilding and even moving in silence. And it's like with the sickest, like this combination right here is telling me like moving like silence, like not being so loud in our strategies and our plans, and in particular not being so loud with our strategies and our plans with certain people in our community, like, you know, like that what's his name, Cameron, the Kentucky governor, something like that coon, him, you know what I'm saying? Like being very aware and being mindful of the people in our community, because all skin folk ain't kin folk, which we know that already. You know what I'm saying? All skin folk can't skin. So it's talking about moving in silence, like being very careful with what we say on the internet, what we say, or what we promote on the internet, as well as in our own communities. Like, I don't see a Jack of Spades here. However, this is talking about being very strategic in how we move. Not oversharing our plans and our strategies, because they're always watching. You know, they're always watching, they're always listening. So to have a sense of secrecy, rather, like to still build and to still do it, but to move in silence and to move in secrecy and not let the left hand know what the right hand is doing, basically. But that's all I actually got for this reading. If you all enjoyed this Rosa Parks reading, then please hit the thumbs up button, like, comment, and subscribe. I am your reader for today, Priestess Ifa Karede. Let us know in the comments if there are any other readings that you would like for us to do in the future. And I will see you all next time. Bye.
So fuel my fire.